Hi, welcome to Hormone Heaven. This is Dr. Angel, a thyroid and perimenopause expert with 15 years experience. This podcast is for women who are struggling with thyroid or perimenopause and are looking for natural solutions. It's a micropod because I like to give quick, bite-sized information that you can implement immediately in your daily life. Please keep in mind, I'm a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. So please check with your healthcare provider before beginning or ending any supplements or medications. Let's get started. Today, we are talking about seed cycling, and I love seed cycling. So, seed cycling is a simple way to support our hormone balance, but also supporting fertility if that's something you're interested in. But remember, fertility equals good health. So, we want to be fertile for good health, even if we don't want to have a child. So, seed cycling is a holistic practice that has been used for centuries. So, if you're experiencing anything like PMS, PCOS, or you're like approaching menopause, you're in perimenopause, or you've recently come off hormonal birth control, seed cycling could be a nice nutritional option for you to support your hormones. However, I believe seed cycling is for every woman. And I mean that from the day you start your cycle until the day you die. I think seed cycling is good for you. So we'll discuss that as we go through here. We always want to be supporting our hormone balance, right? So I'm in menopause, but I still do seed cycling because I still want my body to go through those natural rhythms. And this is just with food. So our body is just naturally doing it with food. And we can think of it as food as medicine. Our ancestors, that's all they had was foods and herbs and things like that to help them feel better. So, when we're talking about our menstrual cycle, there are ways to support it through seed cycling. So, basically, you eat certain seeds during certain phases of your cycle to support the production of either estrogen or progesterone. Now, I realize not everyone has 28-day cycles. So, for those who don't have cycles or those who aren't consistent, or you're already in menopause, stay tuned to the end and I'll give you some details on how to work with seed cycling. This is mainly for people in this part of it where you're having a fairly normal 28-day cycle. Okay. But you may have problems in that 28-day cycle, pain, things like that. But the length of it is fairly 28 days. So there are four phases of our menstrual cycle. So think about it this way. The very first day you bleed, that is the menstrual phase. Typically, that lasts about 5 days, and that's when we want our estrogen up as well. During the follicular phase, this is about day 6 to about 14, we want our estrogen up as well. But then comes the ovulatory phase where we're actually ovulating and could get pregnant. And that's usually about days 15 to 17. But we want progesterone then because progesterone is protective of a baby if we end up getting pregnant. And that luteal phase, which some people think of as like that PMS phase, that's days 18 to 28. And we need progesterone during that time as well. So, for clarification, when I talk about days of your cycle again, I want you to think about the first day you bleed is day 1. And we have 4 phases, I just said menstrual, follicular, ovulatory, and luteal. So, days 1 to 14, you're going to want to support that estrogen we talked about. That's that menstrual and follicular phase. This starts with the first phase of the cycle, the first bleed. So, you're going to want to eat ground flax seeds and pumpkin seeds during this time frame. Both seeds promote estrogen in the body. Supporting that estrogen with pumpkin and flax is promising due to the lignans that are found in these seeds, which act as phytoestrogens. And phytoestrogens are plant compounds that have estrogen like properties. Studies have revealed that those who regularly consume flax seeds in their diet had consistent periods compared with control groups. And one study found that an increased consumption of sources of omega 3s, which both of these seeds have, coincide with high levels of progesterone. The same study also had a 58% reduced risk of infertility just by having these seeds in the diet. So we know there's additional benefits of both of these seeds as well because they contain zinc, which is a mineral that's necessary for ovulation, which is one of the phases we're looking at here. And then zinc is a common deficiency associated with estrogen imbalance. So we want to make sure that we have the proper amount of zinc, but don't go taking too much zinc either because that can cause problems as well. We preferably get zinc through our diet. And zinc has also been known to help with signs of PMS. The flax and the pumpkin seeds are really going to help do this. You want to make sure that the flax, though, you don't want to get flax seeds. You actually want to have them ground up, and you don't want flax meal either. You want ground flax seeds. that is going to be the best. If you do whole seeds, they literally go right through you. You're going to see them on the toilet. You don't want to do that. You need them ground up so you can get what you need from those. Now, ground flax seeds will go bad quicker, so you may want to keep them in the fridge, but most of them can be shelf stable for a little bit of time. Now you're asking, what am I going to do? Just take a spoon and start eating these? Well, no. You can add them to your salads, your smoothies, your toast, your yogurt. Yogurt is actually my favorite way. I have this dairy-free Greek yogurt that I love that I put my electrolytes in and my seeds in. And I stir it all up, and it's a great snack for me in the day. Plus, it gives me about 10 grams of protein, which I really like. But the amounts that you need to do, you're going to want to do 1 tablespoon of ground flax and 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed every day. Okay. Now, in the beginning, when I started doing this, I bought my own seeds, and then I realized quickly that was a real pain. So for me, I actually have a coupon code that if you go to the show notes, you can get this coupon code for Funk It Wellness, and they have the seeds already together for you. I love this company. Actually, on the back of the bag you get, it has a calendar, so you can write in the dates you'll be taking that bag, and then when it comes time to turn, you'll take another bag. It's really awesome. They've really got it set up well. So check the show notes for that, because I'm going to have a discount code for Funk It Wellness. Now, in the second half of your cycle, progesterone is dominant. And so this is the ovulatory and luteal phase that we talked about earlier. Now, eating sunflower and sesame seeds during this time is really going to help that progesterone. Both seeds contain fatty acids and lignans, as we mentioned earlier, that may help maintain hormones during that luteal phase. And sunflower seeds are also rich in vitamin E and selenium, which help with ovulation, progesterone production, and detoxification of hormones. And by the way, selenium is actually really good for your thyroid as well. So when we're looking at this, we're going to do these sunflower and sesame seeds days 15 to 28. And again, you're going to do 1 tablespoon each, and preferably ground up as well, because that's easier for you to kind of put it on things. If you don't have a cycle, or you're in menopause, or your cycles are very irregular, how do you do seed cycling? So this is what we were talking about earlier. So similar to the phases of the menstrual cycle, the phases of the moon cycle are about 28 days. Now, this is going to sound real woo-woo, y'all. But think about it. Our ancestors, they also noticed that the moon was a 28-day cycle, just like women's were. And some people in ancient cultures actually used to talk about when you were on your cycle, they would say it was the moon. You were on the moon. So we are very related to this. So think about it this way. It's not a myth. It's maybe unconventional, but it's an easy way to get food into your body to really support your menstruation. And many cultures have done it in the past and are still doing it now. So how you do it is the new moon is where you start, and you're going to start that with a pumpkin and ground flax. And when a full moon comes along, that's when you switch and you go to the sesame and sunflower. And so it's pretty easy. If you follow me on Instagram, my stories, I actually tell you when a new moon and full moon are coming, because that is when I do my seed cycling, since I don't longer have a bleed. So like I said, though, I'm only in my 50s, so I want to continue to naturally support my hormones. And this is a really great way for me to do it. And I actually like the taste of it as well. So it makes it a little bit better. Now, most people don't care how they get there. Basically, want to know, what's the difference? How long do I need to do this to see a difference? My clients report that, so not the first cycle after they start seed cycling, but the second cycle after they start seed cycling, they really start noticing a difference. Now, over time, you could find that your cycle becomes more regular. You may experience less PMS. You may actually find you go to a 28-day cycle where you had been less or longer before. It can take anywhere up to 3 months before you start noticing all the benefits, though. Our body actually works in 3-month cycles, kind of like the seasons, right? And so sometimes it takes a full 3 months to really see the benefits of things. But like I said, usually it's that second cycle after you start seed cycling that you really notice the difference. Now, there also are benefits to seeds besides our cycles. Seeds are high in omega fatty acids, which have health benefits ranging from fetal development, healthy cholesterol, reducing inflammation. Now, consumption of seeds can also help with fiber intake, which so many of us don't get enough of. So that's going to help in digestion as well. And as we know, everything starts in the gut. Now, there is some evidence showing that flax seeds can support healthy fasting blood sugar. A1C levels, the insulin levels, this all points to being a great functional food for pre-diabetics as well. In fact, I can't think of any indication that you wouldn't be able to take these, because even people with diverticulitis or diverticulosis that have an issue in their descending colon with pockets that will catch seeds and nuts, if you do them ground up, that won't even be a problem. Always talk to your doctor first, but because it's natural food, this is a much healthier way to go. But definitely always talk to your doctor first. Now, flax seeds have also shown benefits for supporting women's health regarding breast health as well. Pumpkin seeds have been shown to be beneficial to those experiencing overactive bladder conditions. And actually, there's like supplements you can buy for pumpkin seed oil, but why not just eat them? Sesame seeds are rich in protein, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So we got a lot going on with those sesame seeds. And then sunflower seeds are a source of many vitamins and minerals. And some studies have shown that sunflower seeds can help support reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and immune system, kind of like all those omega-3 benefits we talked about earlier. So these 4 seeds are awesome to get in your diet. They're really good for everybody. You're going to want to do 1 tablespoon each of ground flax and pumpkin seeds during the first 14 days of your cycle. Then you're going to switch to 1 tablespoon each of sesame and sunflower seeds during the second half of your cycle. If you want more information about seed cycling, check the show notes, because I'm going to put a link to a webinar in there that I've done on seed cycling, and it actually has visuals if that's helpful for you. Also in the show notes, there's going to be a link to save on that Funk It Wellness. If you decide that you would rather have somebody else mix up those seeds for you, it's a perfect way to go, and you get a discount too. So thanks for listening to Hormone Heaven. Share this podcast with anyone you think could use it. This one in particular, anybody from probably 13 on up could use it if they're a female. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you can get the podcast as soon as they are available. If you have any questions, please go to alternativehealthwithangel.com or check out the show notes link in the description. And remember, do not make any changes with medications or supplements without speaking to your healthcare provider. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.